It is July 29th, and it's 12:40 p.m. It's a hot morning, that's for sure. Hot afternoon. And I just thought I'd show you what's growing on, because lots changed. Lots changed in the garden. I mean, we've been getting some more roses from this guy. Beautiful. They smell amazing too. But yeah, I've been picking some more of the roses. As you can see, the sunflowers are really coming up. A cute little guy there. And the lilies are almost done. This is one of the last standing. This guy and this little one over here. But check out the sunflowers. This guy is still growing. And he hasn't even flowered yet, so like he's huge. But these ones have flowered, and now they're starting to die down. But they're going into seed. And you can see how many seeds we're gonna have. You can see that. It's pretty awesome. Oh, and we've been getting beans. You got those purple beans here. I forget the name of them, but they're super cool. I love the color. And they're doing really well. We have a few of them growing. And this is a little, I think it's a cantaloupe. Yeah, it's a cantaloupe. I don't know if, I don't know if they usually get this big. It's probably because it's shaded. And I don't think cantaloupe grows very well here. But also, this is a variety from Ontario. It's not a local variety. So that's something I need to look into. Because look, there's another one over here that's flowering. Oh, and there's a squash. I'm not sure what kind of squash yet, but one of the squash, either a patty pan or spaghetti squash. You can see the corn is flowering, getting ready to pollinate. Look at that. Look at that pollen. It's awesome. Probably tastes good too. Not bad. See them growing. This is like the biggest and healthiest corn out of them all. This guy right here. You can see him. Look at that. He's a big one. Oh, and I see. Nice. Look at that. There's a cob forming. That's pretty cool. Didn't notice that. And you can see there's more beans. There's green beans, yellow beans. I harvested a whole bunch. Yesterday, actually. I'm gonna do some canning. I'm gonna pickle them. I'm gonna pickle them with some cucumbers that I picked yesterday, and yeah, beans and cucumbers. So could be a nice pickling. You can see the squash and this big potato plant here. He's super tall. But here's another squash of sorts. Might be a pumpkin. I don't really know how to identify the leaves, or like how to tell a squash apart very well, but that's okay. Oh yeah, and the dill. I harvested some to dry, and also to put in the pickles. Get that dill in with the pickles. Get a good dill pickle flavor. Oh, hello there, bindweed. Don't like seeing ya here, but it is what it is. I don't know if I'm gonna get any grapes off of this vine this year, but I guess we'll wait and see. Because he's definitely grown, but he hasn't flowered yet, so I have no idea. I don't really know the cycles of grapes well yet, so this is my first study here. You can see all sorts of stuff growing all over the place. I just harvested the catnip yesterday, and I harvested the chocolate mint, some more of the catnip, and I came in here and I harvested the banana mint and the wild mint, and I'm actually drying it all over here. Here's a catnip. There's the chocolate mint. Oh, there's the wild spearmint. That's a wild mint. There's the dill over there. This is licorice mint. This is the banana mint and catnip. So I think I said catnip already, but that's okay. So you got the herb garden here. It's doing really well. I'm still waiting for the lemon verbena to get really big to harvest it. And the sage I just pick as I feel like it. And as it gets bigger, I'll probably end up drying some. But oh yeah, and they got the stevia. Stevia is starting to do really well. You got this one. He's getting taller. This one here. And these two little guys here that are still kind of... they're like settling into this area, so... but they're going to start growing probably in the colder season a bit more, like in August and September. They're going to just boom. And I want to get these, all the stevia as tall as possible because I want to get lots of stevia. I used all the stevia during my green smoothie cleanse, so... as you can see, the chamomiles, the lemongrass is doing all right. Got the sorrel down there. This squash here is growing all the way up here through the chamomile. It actually has a female flower right there, so that's awesome. Hopefully it gets pollinated. And yeah, as you can see, I harvested all the potatoes in here. Me and my girlfriend did. And I replanted some potatoes in here. Oh, look at that. One's poking up already. That's insane. That grew so quick. Well, there you go. So yeah, there's some seed potatoes in here. So we're gonna get some more, hopefully. I don't have a lot of seed potatoes left though, but we do have tons of potatoes. So if any of them start to chit, I'll put them in there. But you can see the beans. These are those purple beans. I threw a whole bunch of beans in here and a whole bunch of squash in place. Yeah, and those ones are pumpkins over there. So, oh, and we had a bunch of amaranth that I had to sift through, and I tossed all the remaining bits, and now we're getting tons of amaranth coming up. So I'm gonna have to weed through them and see which ones we want to keep. But hopefully we'll have some amaranth before the frost. That would be sweet. The gigantic hollyhocks. Sorry about the wobbliness, it's just one of those hot days. Oh yeah, and I had to bag the tobacco over here. This is the Cuban, and this is the Virginia Gold. So by keeping the bags over the flowers, I'm only letting one of each species to go into flower. But if you want to see, boom, gorgeous. But by keeping these bagged, it prevents weird hybrids from occurring. So that can happen, and they won't. If you try using the seeds, they won't grow very nicely. So yeah, just got to keep these guys bagged. And all the rest of the tobacco, like pick off the flowers and try to put all the energy into the leaves, because that's what I'm aiming to harvest. So yeah, beautiful. I love the tobacco plants. They're really fun to grow, honestly. And you can see the sumacs getting big. Oh, before we go to the sad salad garden bed, check this out. We got a bunch of cucumbers that are kind of going up my weird makeshift trellis, and I recently harvested. Oh, yeah, you can see one there. But I recently harvested the biggest ones to pickle in with the beans. So this cucumber has gone all the way over here, and he's coming down. It's just kind of cool. Oh, and you can see the huge parsnips in there, big boys. So that's cool. The parsnips I'm gonna have to leave in for the winter, because apparently they get sweeter with the frost. So I can let them stay dormant and let all the energy go down, and then I can harvest them first thing next year, which would be pretty cool. I think I'm gonna do that with those. And we got lots of peas. The peas are starting to die down. As you can see, they're getting dry. So they were awesome though, and I don't actually have any more pea seeds, so I can't really do a second crop. Sadly, I used them all, but I'll let some of these dry, and then maybe I'll be able to get a crop in for the end of the season. I guess we'll wait and see. And this is the sad salad garden bed. I mean, the peas are dying down, the radishes are dying down, my carrots are looking kind of sad, the kale is dying down from the heat and from me over picking them for the smoothie challenge. I'm not sure how these guys are doing. These are the cabbage. We'll see how that goes. I've never grown those before. The broccoli are tiny and they're making these whack flowers, so that's just because it's so crowded. I'm not going to do that next year. But some things can get crowded and they do well. Some don't do it. Some don't do it very good. You know what I'm saying? So selectively overcrowd plants and some don't. You know what I'm saying. But either way, this is a sad garden. We got the flowers. It's also been so stinking hot, so some of the other plants are struggling. Well, and we got the poppies that are all going into seed. This disaster of a corn thing. These guys are going, yeah, not much to say about those, to be honest. Anyways, rhubarb's doing all right. This rose bush, the wild rose, is getting into the neighbor's yard, but I think she might like it because it's roses. It's pretty, but I've had to trim some of it, so I might have to end up trimming that. Who knows? But oh, I just harvested the comfrey, who's going into flowers, so it's starting to die off in some areas. So I decided to harvest it. I don't know if I'm going to get another harvest from it or not. I guess we'll wait and see. This rose mallow is absolutely gorgeous. We got the echinacea is doing all right. The I want to call them sad blueberries, but they're not really sad. The plant's doing really well. We just didn't get very good blueberries from them this year. Oh yeah, and you can see how tall this plant is, but this guy's getting its seeds as well. And this is the other, I guess, sad garden. I mean, the pak choi, it's going into seed, right? But a lot of these have all been eaten. Oh, this one had some good ones in there. But most of the pods have been eaten by bugs. So it's just dust or like this rancid kind of nothingness. So that's kind of disappointing, but it is what it is. Either way, there's so many seed pods. We're bound to get good seeds from these plants. Oh yeah, and the Swiss chard is going into seed and it looks crazy. What a weird looking plant. We've never grown it before, so that's kind of cool. Crazy carrots. Another potato. Big potato boy. I don't know what's going to happen with the cauliflower, but I've heard they're kind of tough to grow. So, I no idea if I'm going to get a flower from them or not. Either way, they're doing their thing. Oh yeah, and we harvested the potatoes out of this bed, and for some reason, the ones in here were way bigger than the ones in there, which is really interesting. I'm wondering if it's because of the relationship with all the different plants in here, because that one was just potatoes. This one was all sorts of stuff. So, but yeah, we harvested them, and we harvested the garlic in here. So cleaned it up a bit, and we applied all the schmag and planted some more beans and squash and other things in here. I think basil, and I think there might be some more amaranth. But as you can see, there's a bean popping up there already. That's kind of cool. Something growing already. These are our pepper boys, the jalapeno and the bell peppers. You can see that there's 2 growing. That's awesome. And the crazy wild strawberries. I did plant some basil in here, which looks like it's coming up. Something ate that one, which is disappointing, but hopefully there's some more in here that are going to sprout up. We got a random little tomato boy, another potato. And yeah, the one thing that sucks about this tomato guy, like this one is doing so well with its big fruits they're all amazing. We've already harvested 3 from them. So, but the one thing with this one, I've had some complications with this plant as it was growing, and it's getting some blossom end rot on some of them, which sucks. But it is what it is. It happens, right? But it sucks. Kind of sucks. But we'll see how it goes. We might still be able to get some good ones from them. But yeah, I think that's pretty much it. What's happening in the garden on July 29th. Oh, actually, there's one more thing. I mean, the random seed garden is a disaster. Complete chaos. I mean, there's squash in here and there's beans. So we might get some beans from these guys. But the radishes are ridiculous. But look at this squash. The compost, well, it's a pumpkin. The compost pumpkin. Like, he's the largest one we have. And I'm just letting him do his thing. These ones up here are growing, but they're pretty sad. But like, compared to this guy, like, he just loves it. He absolutely loves it. So yeah, we're getting these beautiful hollyhocks. Just wild edibles everywhere. Bounty of nature. The mountain ash berries are almost ripe. So yeah, things are growing well. But thanks for watching. And yeah, see you next time.